Hey guys, Halloween C. Today I'm going to be doing a comparison video between the two Art the Clown animatronics that were made both brand new for 2024. So if you guys don't know, this one over here on this side with the blood and the saw is made by Party City. This one over here is made by Spirit Halloween. They both came out this year, and I'm going to be making up a comparison video to maybe help you guys decide which one you want to buy, just in case you want to buy one. So guys, I'm going to be judging these props off of a few different factors. One will be accuracy to the movie. Two will be just the look of the prop in general. Three will be the sound. Four will be the quality. And let's see, what else would that be? That's pretty much going to be it. I might throw in a few more things, but at the end of the video is when I'll decide which one I like better. So starting off with the Party City one, let's look at the box. So his box it's pretty just a generic box, but what I do like about his box is it actually has art like from the actual movie on the bottom of the box. That's one thing I like about it. And this is the side of the box right there. The other side and the back of I like literally the same, and then the top of the box is just red. Now for the Spirit one, the box has just the prop itself, and then it has a picture of the prop and a bunch of text. It says Terrifier by Damien Leone, and it's also a pretty generic box. This is one of the sides, this is the back, and then over here this is the other side. And I think that's also a pretty cool box. I do kind of like this box better than that box. I'm not sure why, I just kind of do like this one a little bit better. But the boxes don't say anything about the actual prop. I just wanted to take a look at the boxes for the video. So starting off with accuracy to the Terrifier movie, because I think that is probably the most important part for me when deciding on a licensed prop. I think accuracy to the movie is probably the most important part when I'm looking at a licensed prop. Alright, so I have that one's sunglasses off now, and I'm going to start off talking about accuracy to the movie with the Party City art. So with both of these, accuracy to the movie is basically entirely going to be on the face, on the clothes and the body too, but mainly on the face. So talking about his face, this one, I don't really like the face that much. I think it's not very accurate to the movie. I mean, if you look, I'll pop up a picture right beside it of the actual art from the movie, right there. And that is a comparison between the two. This one's not very accurate to the movie, just because, one, I think the face is way too skinny and slim. If you look at that, the face is really, really skinny and really slim, like really thin. So like, if you just look at the face, it's way too, for me, it's way too thin. Also, his eyes are kind of weird. His eyes are open way too wide. Like way too wide. But yeah, also his hat is made out of like a felt material. So yeah, there's that. But his eyes are open a bit too wide, for my liking. His mouth is, I kind of wish there was less of a gap between the teeth, kind of like the Spirit one barely has any gap between the teeth, but that's fine. I just kind of do wish that there was less of a gap between the teeth, because in the movie, there's like, usually in the movie, he doesn't open his mouth too much, but when he smiles, there's not really a gap between his teeth. But this one, which is something that's really is very accurate to the movie, is all the blood that he has on him. He has a lot of blood on his clothes, right? He has a lot of blood everywhere on his clothes. Even on the back of his clothes, he has blood everywhere. He has blood on his shoes. He has blood all over his clothes, which is something that's really cool about him. And this one, unlike the Spirit one, it holds two different objects that he actually holds in the movie. The saw, which I don't know exactly what scene. I haven't watched Terrifier in a while. But in certain scenes in Terrifier, you can see that he is holding this saw, so pretty cool looking saw. And then in some scenes you can also see that he is holding a horn. Now, one more thing about accuracy to the movie with these two, both of their heights are not too accurate to the movie. he is 6'5" in the movie, and both of these are 6'2". Well, actually, he's just like 6'2" flat, and this one is 6.25, which is just 0.5, like 0.5 inches above. So that doesn't really make a difference. But both of these are not I mean, they're accurate. They're both tall, but they're not super accurate to the movie, like height-wise. So this guy, his face does not look very accurate to the movie. But once you put the sunglasses on him, he looks a little bit more accurate to the movie. So let me put the sunglasses on him and really show you what the sunglasses look like. So he looks a little bit more accurate with the sunglasses. With the sunglasses, his face does not look nearly as thin and as slim as it does without the sunglasses. But yeah, with the sunglasses, he looks a lot better than he does without the sunglasses. But yeah, you can see through the sunglasses though. But anyway, he looks pretty good with the sunglasses. Does not look very good on his face without the sunglasses. I'm gonna talk about the paint job a little bit. He has a very good paint job. He is very detailed. His face and his head is very detailed. Not super accurate to the movie, but it's just detailed. This thing, also another thing about accuracy to the movie, is this thing on his head is not accurate to the movie at all, because in the movie that thing on his head is actually fabric, and on this one it's just completely just plastic. So that thing is not accurate to the movie because it's just plastic. I mean, it still looks good, but doesn't look as good as the Spirit one. So now looking at the Spirit one's accuracy to the movie, he looks very, very good and very accurate to the movie on his face. I'd say, I mean, this thing, what I was just talking about with the Party City one, this thing looks much better on him because it's actually fabric, and on that one it's plastic. This one's actually fabric, so it looks better than the other one. And then his hat on here is way more stiff. This one kind of just like overlaps on itself. His hat's more stiff, so that's pretty much a quality point there. And yeah, his face is not nearly as skinny as this one. This one kind of looks ugly a little bit. His face is not nearly as skinny as that art, but you know, he still looks really good. Well, what am I talking about? Hold on, messed up right there. But his face is not as skinny. His face actually looks more like wide and more accurate to the movie. That one, the face is way too skinny. This one actually looks really good and looks very accurate to the movie right here. Also, this guy's face is latex. Just so you guys know, this guy's face is latex, and this guy's face is a hard plastic. I was talking about how his clothes have a lot of blood on him and how I like that those have a lot of blood on them. These have no blood. He looks really, I mean, with that makes him look accurate to him at the beginning of the movie before he's gotten any kills. But his clothes have no blood on them. He does have, like, Spirit themselves show stock photos of him with blood on him, and how you can, he's meant to be customized, and they even have videos about how to customize him. Even on the theme, right next to where he is on the theme in the store, they have a little picture, a little piece of paper that shows DIY and a picture of him. So that's definitely a plus right there for this one, that you can DIY him, but it's also kind of a negative because he doesn't have blood like that one does. But you can just buy blood. I mean, if you don't plan on like selling him or anything like that, you can just buy blood, like Spirit's blood, or you can even go to Party City, buy blood, like a little thing of fake blood for like $1, and just put it all over him, and he would look pretty freaking good. So this art, he also has a horn like that one, but his other hand is completely free because the other hand, he waves it. He waves the other hand side to side. He waves it, which I think that's very cool. We haven't really gotten a prop that waves before, besides the Pale Girl from Party City. But yeah, he waves, and then here's the here is the horn. I like the horn on this one a lot better than the horn on the Party City one, because the horn on this one looks actually more realistic. As you can see, it's like this part is actually metal, and that makes it a lot better because it's actually metal and it's shiny, and that's how horns actually are. This part is just hard plastic, but this one, the entire thing is just plastic, but this one is metal, which I really enjoy more than the Party City one. But his accuracy to the movie is very good. He is, in my opinion, and in most people's opinion, if you just look at both of them, he is more accurate to the movie than the Party City one. So he has more accuracy to the movie than the Party City art. Next, I'm going to be talking about the quality, the overall quality, the mechanism, and the actual prop itself, and, all the quality. So starting off with the Party City art, he is actually very good quality. He has actually his clothing is not very good quality. Starting with the clothing, it's not nearly as good quality as the Spirit one. The clothing is pretty thin. It's a pretty thin material, unfortunately, so it would, it doesn't really matter that much, but I'm just saying it's less, lower quality because the material is more thin, and that's what the inside of the clothes look like, by the way, just so you know. It's kind of like that material. So it's a very thin fabric material, but yeah, the pom-poms on him, I'll talk about the pom-poms. These are like fluffy. These are just like regular pom-poms. So the pom-poms on this guy would be better quality than the Spirit one. His head is better quality. His head is really good quality because it's like a very thick plastic. So his head is good quality. And here is his saw. It's a little bit of a thinner plastic, but his hands here are a very thick, hard plastic, which I like a lot. So those are very good quality. And the quality of his mechanism and all of his motors and stuff are actually very good. Even though I just got this guy today, his like the quality of his motors and his mechanism and stuff are absolutely phenomenal. He has absolutely amazing quality with those mechanisms and those motors, and like that's one thing I really like about this guy. The quality of his motors and his mechanism are very good. So definitely a big up to Party City for that. He is made by Seasonal Visions, or SVI, which mostly all their props are really good quality. So I'd say that also kind of plays into his quality. Now let's talk about quality for the Spirit one. Now the Spirit one, his clothes are definitely better quality. He has very thick clothing, very thick and very nice looking clothing. Now his head is not as good of quality because his head is latex. It can dry rot. Also, one thing I want to mention about the Spirit one is eyes. Look at his eyes. They look really good. But anyway, it can dry rot. That doesn't mean it will dry rot. Just take good care. Actually, it's more of a vinyl than a latex, so it might not dry rot as easily. It still can dry rot, but it might not dry rot as easily as a regular latex head would, because this is it's more of a vinyl than a latex, so it is very good. So his quality on his face is pretty decent. His hands are actually really thick plastic, much thicker plastic than the Party City art. So his hands are very thick plastic right here, and same with this. And this is metal, which makes it even better quality, except it can rust if you leave it in the rain for too long, but just don't leave it in the rain for a long time and you'll be fine. Everything else is just, his hat is definitely much better quality than that hat, which is flopping over. And now the quality of his mechanisms. This is where the Spirit one kind of does take more of an L, because the quality of his mechanisms are not very good. The hand waving mechanism is actually very nice. That's very nicely built, and I really appreciate that. But his side to side turning and his head movement, they don't have very good mechanisms. Definitely, this one definitely 100% wins in terms of the mechanisms, because this guy, just his mechanisms are not the greatest. Definitely, I mean, they're good quality, decent quality. Like, you're not gonna have it break for a while, but if you're really looking for something that's really gonna hold up, I'd say his mechanisms are a little bit better. But this guy is just like, his mechanisms are fine, it'll hold up. You might have some problems with the head turning, but what I did to fix problems with head turning on YJ props, I just manually took the head and just turned it side to side like that a few times, and it fixed the head turning. But yeah, so he is not as good of quality as him, so I will give the quality to the Party City art. Now I'm going to talk about price. I don't know if I mentioned price earlier, but the price is going to be a very important thing for a lot of you guys, because if you guys are thinking about buying him, the price might be a pretty important thing, because you want to know how much you're spending. So the price of the Party City Art the Clown is $280. With using a 20% off. I mean, Party City does 15% off coupon, so using a 15% off coupon for him would give you a total of about $238. I'm pretty sure, about like $238, something like that. But the Spirit art, on the other hand, he is only $200. That is an amazing price for a licensed prop. Only $200. That's his like flat price, is just only $200. And if you use a 20% off coupon, which you can, a lot of people think you can't because they had on his site one day it's excluded from promotional discounts, but you can use a 20% off coupon. They don't stop you if you use a 20% off coupon. That will bring your total price to about $160. Obviously, both of these you got to include the tax, but if you're looking for the cheaper option, definitely go with the Spirit one because it's a lot cheaper. For the overall look of them, I do like the Spirit one a lot better, just because I do appreciate the blood on the Party City one, but one thing I don't like is how skinny he is. He's very skinny, and also these two are completely different because this one is leaning forward, as you can see from the side a lot. He's leaning forward more and his hands are out in front of him. I really like that. That looks very good, him leaning forward. It does kind of fall over a little bit if you don't have him on an even surface, but if he's leaning forward, and that makes him look a lot more realistic. This guy, he has his knees bent, but he's just standing straight up, which doesn't really make too much sense because when you bend your knees, you usually are going to be leaning forward a little bit. So I definitely prefer the overall look of the Spirit one a lot better, because the Party City one, like I said, I don't like the face at all, and what was I gonna say? The way he's standing is not very good, but I do really like the blood. I always say I do really like the blood that he has. Alright, so now we're gonna be talking about movement. Both of these guys have the same amount of movement, which this guy his head movement, this guy, his head movement is actually very cool. It looks like he has servos, but he doesn't, and his head kind of moves in like a rotation kind of like type thing, and he has a very cool movement. And then also this guy, his arm moves up and down, so that's 2 movements, and he turns side to side, so that's 3 movements. And the Spirit one, head turns side to side like regular, his body turns side to side, and his hand waves, which is a very unique, cool movement that he has. I think so they both have the same amount of movement, and they just really depends what you want, because this one, the head movement is the unique movement, and this one, the hand movement is the unique movement because it moves side to side like that. Both of them have very cool movement. Both of them have the same amount of movement. I personally like the movement on the Spirit one better. It looks more, just more fluid, I guess. More fluid. This one looks fluid too, but I just like this one better. It kind of looks more fluid. I love the hand waving motion. I just when I first saw the video of him, I was just like, wow, I was amazed by that. I was not amazed, but I thought the hand waving was very cool, because I absolutely love that hand waving, and I give the movement to the spirit one. Now we're gonna talk about the audio, the sound. I will do their demos after I talk about the sound, but this guy, his sound is basically just the Terrifier theme song with some screaming in the background, which it's a very good sound. This guy doesn't have actual sound from the movie. He just has some honking noises. That's all he has. He has some honking noises and some background sound. I definitely like the Party City one's sound a lot better. I like his audio so much. The Spirit one has good audio, but this guy, I like his audio a lot better. So now, without further ado, let's do their demos, each one individually, and then both of them at once, so you can really see what they do. Alright guys, so I forgot during the video to put the Spirit One's sunglasses on. But this is what the Spirit One looks like with the sunglasses. He looks pretty good. The sunglasses on this one I think look more accurate to the movie, because in the movie the sunglasses were yellow, and for some reason these are just straight up orange. But yeah, these are both very cool animatronics. I don't like the Party City one as much though. So without being said, I think in this comparison, the Spirit Halloween version of Art the Clown definitely wins by far. Now, while the Party City one is still cool, I think if you're thinking about picking up an Art the Clown animatronic this year, you should definitely go with the Spirit Halloween version. Spirit absolutely knocked it out of the park this year with their art animatronic. They made it like so much better than the Party City one. Now, I'm not saying the Party City one's bad. The Party City one's so cool, but the Spirit one just, wow, they just absolutely phenomenal animatronic. Alright guys, that is going to be it for this video. I hope this video helped you guys make your decision on which Art the Clown animatronic to buy. I hope it helped you make your decision, and I hope now you will have an easier time deciding which one you want after this video. So, thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.
Flying to the 310.